So this video is to all those real preppers out there. I know I do a really good job of getting some of you guys upset and bent around the axle, but here's what it is, guys. The election, it's done. It's done. Now, the process still has to play out, but the votes have already been cast. The election is over. Whatever the result of that election, I don't know. I can't say for sure, but the American people have spoken. And regardless of who stays in office, that is very scary because the people have spoken and this is what they want. This is what they want to happen. So I encourage you guys, stop thinking about the short term and start thinking about the long term. The time for excuses is over, guys. Now, do I believe there's a food shortage? No. Is there food scarcity? Absolutely. If you expect to be able to go to your grocery store under a Biden presidency and have food, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen, especially animal products. It's not going to happen. So I encourage you guys to look at your options. I got these breeding pair and the piglet absolutely free. Hi, buddy. Hi. Didn't cost me a dime. Didn't cost me a dime. Because there's food out there. It's just not in the form that most Americans are used to getting it in. You know, and the truth of the matter is, as people, prepper or not, we need to start to adapt to the times. We need to start to evolve into something productive, into something that is a producer. Because this paradigm of unlimited growth, unlimited tapping of resources, and dependent upon this fiat currency system in which we can just placate money and we can, balloon up this bubble that what America likes to call, wealth, isn't going to last. It's not. So how are you going to prepare for that eventuality? So I want you guys to know, this comes at no surprise, okay? There's no surprise here. And if you're surprised, it's because you have been willfully ignorant. And I know that hurts. I don't know what to tell you. The Eat Lancet Commission has talked about this. The Green New Deal is very specific on animal agriculture in regards to its greenhouse gas emissions. These are no longer going to receive the subsidies. They're going to go away. They're going to try to phase them out. We know that with petroleum products as well, gasoline, petroleum, natural gas. It was said in his speeches, you know what I mean? So don't act like you don't know what's coming down. You know what's coming down the pathway. The way our current system is set up is one that is very animal agriculture dependent, and one that is very petrochemical dependent, plastic dependent, oil dependent. So without oil, you have nothing else. And I'm not trying to scare you. I'm just trying to tell you, the American people voted, okay? People voted for Biden, which means they want these policies enacted, right? We're going to see highly subsidized, veganic, plant-based foods that are highly processed become the norm. We're going to see these Paris Accords and other policies that have environmentalism bent take over. We're going to see it harder for food producers to produce food at current levels the way they do. This is just what's going to happen. This is an eventuality. Under a Biden presidency, this is what's going to happen. And it's no surprise. The American people want this, okay? So expect to see it. Expect to see the First Amendment challenge. Expect to see the Second Amendment challenge. Expect to see all these things fall into place because it's no surprise. They told us it was going to happen. They told us it was going to happen, and it's going to happen. So like I said, they've given us the playbook. So what are you going to do? That's really what it comes down to it. Yes, hoard your rice and beans. Hoard all the food you want. Go to the store and completely empty everything out. And guess what? Like I said before, all you're doing is you are liquidating your assets. That's what you're doing. I don't care how much food you have stored. I don't care how much meat you have in your freezer. It's going to go away. You have 4 years with Biden. So what are you going to do? What are you going to do? For me and my family, status quo. Things are going to remain the same. And I can do that because I'm not dependent upon the system for certain things. Is what it is. So I highly encourage you, whether you're into preparedness or not, if you don't like these changes that are going to happen, maybe you should think about getting more pets. I'm just saying. This is what it comes down to, guys. The American people have spoken. We live in a great system of government where the American people get to decide in this republic. And in this republic, it looks like Joe Biden Kamala Harris have won the presidency. So I'm going to believe them when they tell us what their plan moving forward is. And they have made that very, very clear. They've made it very clear their stance on the First, Second Amendment rights. They made it very clear on where they wish to go to when it comes to natural gas and oil. They made it very clear what they plan to do with taxes. They made it very clear what they plan to do with the environmentalism movement and the Paris Accords and all this global warming, climate change jargon. They've made it very clear what they plan to do with animal agriculture. They've made it very clear what they plan to subsidize and not subsidize. That is not up for discussion. We know what their stance on those aforementioned topics are. So knowing what the Democratic Party stance is and knowing what they're going to do factually, because they've told us, the real question is, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? The time for short-term solutions, in my opinion, they're over. I mean, sure, do some short-term stuff, but we really need to be looking at the long-term goals and the long-term solutions. And spending hundreds of dollars or thousands of dollars for short-term solutions like stockpiling and hoarding things is not a feasible solution. It's a very short-term solution that has a lot of long-term and short-term problems. Sure, it may make you feel good in the short run, but all you're doing is liquidating assets at that point. So start to produce things. Be a producer. Be a producer of something. Be a producer of anything. Start producing things. Because if you take preparedness to its logical end, you come up with a network of producers. Not a network of people that hoard shit, but a network of producers that produce things. People that are active. People that go out and do things in their community. So if you look at every template of success that we have in history, that's the model. That's the template. So I highly encourage you guys, go out there and do things. And I know a lot of you guys are going to say, well, not everybody can live on a farm. Not everybody can live on a homestead. I get that. That's fine. If that's the excuse that you want to give me, that's okay. I get it. I hear it all the time. But at the end of the day, it is not my job, nor anybody else's job out here, to take care of your family. It's not my job to put food on your family's table. It's not my job to clothe your family. It's not my job to put a roof over your family's head. That is your job. That is your responsibility. So while you can throw excuses around, at the end of the day, you're responsible for your family. Not me, not anybody else out here in the rustic country. You. So whatever your excuses may be, don't give them to me. Give your excuses to your family, the ones you care about the most, the ones that love you, the ones that you love. Because at the end of the day, they're the only ones that are going to be affected by them. Not me, not my family, your family. So give your excuses to them. So there you have it. Go out there, do the things, be producers, get more pets, whatever you got to do, whatever it takes. Do it for your families. Well, hope you guys liked the video. And as always, guys, if you didn't like something that you heard or you feel like I got something wrong, please leave a comment, articulate what I got wrong. Let us all learn by it. Well, hope you guys have a great day. And as always, guys, long live the Republic.